a fatal helicopter crash, and the sudden death of President Ibrahim Raisi along with other senior government officials on May 20th left Iran without an executive leader at a time of heightened tensions between Tehran and the US-led West in the backdrop of Israel's months-long war on Gaza. The tragic event necessitated fresh presidential elections in the Middle Eastern country scheduled to be held on June 28th. In the fray are 5 from the ranks of the Hardliner and Conservative factions and 1 Reformist. While the Hardliner candidates were widely expected to be approved to contest the polls by the Guardian Council, which vets all candidates for national elections, the qualification of Reformist Masoud Pezeshkian left many shocked given how the elite poll vetting body banned all Reformists in the last race. So, why the sudden change in stance now? Can the lone Reformist beat the Hardliners? Will Pezeshkian change the political fate of Iran or eventually fall in line? Which way are Iranians leaning? Towards Reformist or Hardliners? The snap election in Iran is being held amid widespread political apathy believed to have manifested in the country's lowest ever voter turnouts in the last 2 elections, despite a chronic economic crisis and questions about the stable succession of the octogenarian supreme leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. On June 9th, Iran's elections authority finally announced the names of the half-dozen candidates approved to run for president to replace Raisi.
یک آقای مسعود پزشکیان فرزند محمد علی، 2 آقای مصطفی پور محمدی فرزند حسین، 3 آقای سعید جلیلی فرزند محمد حسن، 4 آقای علی رضا زاکانی فرزند حسین، 5 آقای سید امیر حسین قاضیزاده هاشمی فرزند سید حسن، 6 آقای محمد باقر قالیباف فرزند حسین.
The announcement soon led the media and observers to pit the 1 Reformist candidate Pezeshkian against the other 5 Hardliners. Of the 5 Hardline and Conservative candidates, Mohammad Bagher Ghalibaf stands out as the immediate frontrunner. The 62-year-old retired army officer reportedly enjoys the backing and trust of Supreme Leader Khamenei, to whom loyalty is the deciding factor. He is also rumored to be a relative of Khamenei's wife. Pezeshkian, meanwhile, hasn't been completely ruled out by observers. The 69-year-old has a lot of factors working in his favor, including the backing of former Reformist President Syed Mohammad Khatami, who is still highly respected in Iran. He has said he'll throw his support behind Pezeshkian, as will former centrist President Hassan Rouhani. The background and supporter base of the 2 candidates are quite opposite to each other. Ghalibaf has served as a former brigadier general in the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, a former commander of the IRGC Air Force, and a former commander of the National Police. He is the current Speaker of the Mejlis, or Parliament. He has also run for the presidency 3 times in 2005, 2013 and 2017. He has been involved in many economic corruption cases. When he was the commander of the National Police, he also played a leading role in the repression of college and university students, intellectuals and dissidents. Pezeshkian is a cardiologist. He is a reformist and a 5-term Mejlis deputy, including the current session. He was Minister of Health in the 2nd administration of former Reformist President Syed Mohammad Khatami from 2001 to 2005. He hails from a prominent family in the West Azerbaijan province in northwestern Iran. He also harshly criticized the government after the death of Mahsa Amini in police custody sparked widespread demonstrations in Iran in September 2022. He has a solid reputation for being uncorrupted. During a student uprising in July 1999, he spoke out in defense of the students as then Dean of the Medical School at the University of Tabriz. 58-year-old Said Jalili, another hardline candidate, who has served as Iran's former chief nuclear negotiator and Secretary General of Iran's Supreme National Security Council, is also seen as a top contender. Jalili also ticks a lot of boxes when looking at a potential winner, at least when it comes to support from the establishment. He has strong ties with Khamenei and the powerful paramilitary Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps. Ghalibaf was rumored to be Khamenei's preferred candidate in 2005 as well, but the behind-the-scenes support that he had been receiving was suddenly withdrawn, reportedly over his involvement in a corruption case. He is also likely to come under attack from ultra-conservative media outlets because of his slightly moderate stance compared to other hardliner candidates. Pezeshkian's reformist background has already invited the wrath of hardline websites and other mouthpieces of the conservatives. The attack from the media targeting both the candidates is believed to be helping further polarize the elections, and it could result in a larger turnout, as it has in the past. If the turnout is around 40% of eligible voters, as it was in the last two elections for the Mejlis in 2020 and again this year, as well as in the 2021 presidential election, one of the hardline candidates will most likely be elected. Given that they can rely on a solid social base of support amounting to about 20% of eligible voters and their ability to mobilize another 15 to 20% of voters through various means. In that case, Ghalibaf will have a good chance of succeeding the fourth time around. If the turnout is larger than 60%, which was the case for Khatami in 1997 and 2001, and Hassan Rouhani in 2013 and 2017, then Pezeshkian will have an excellent chance of winning. A large turnout is possible only if the middle class, young people, and those who are usually silent decide to vote. Experts suggest that a very large majority of Iranian people do not support the ruling hardline elite. They are reportedly angry over alleged economic corruption, social restrictions, and political repression. They demonstrated their anger by largely staying home in the last three national elections for the Mejlis and presidency. This factor can work in Pezeshkian's favor, given his Iranian Turk background. Observers say that he can help bring out a significant portion of eligible ethnic voters in the northwest and western parts of the country, and this could make a significant difference in the final voter turnout. Many experts see the inclusion of the reformist candidate as an attempt at increasing voter turnout by the Guardian Council and therefore adding legitimacy to the election process. While Pezeshkian's reformist stand indicates that he may shift the tone of Iran's policy to a moderate one, his recent comments are being seen as an indication of him falling in line or as an attempt to warm up to the hardline Supreme Leader Khamenei, who holds sway over a large population of Iranians. Speaking at Tehran University on June 16th, Pezeshkian said that no one can insult him for his respect and devotion to Khamenei. Skeptics say that all the six candidates approved largely adhere to the same political currents, which is why Iran will likely continue on its current political path following the election, further entrenching the conservative wing of the country in power.